From Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic, this is Poker Night. Hello and welcome to Poker Night, and America presents the Punta Cana Party Poker Caribbean Poker Party.
I'm Jamie Kerstetter, and that's Jesse Abramowitz. Since neither of us remembered to bring sunscreen, we're going to call poker for you all night here.
Tonight's action is brought to you by Dusk Till Dawn Casino, meaning that most of the players here are regulars in that wild game. Shout out to Scally, who helped put this thing together. The booze will flow, the pots will splash, and some words will be unintelligible.
It's a bit judgmental, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Jog on.
As you can see, everyone in for either $10,000 or $20,000. You might recognize the name John Duthie there. He's in for 10 grand. Timothy Chung in for 10 grand. Michael Chi Zhang goes by Michael most of the time, in for 20,000 as well. We're playing 25.50 with an optional straddle, which I can tell you will probably be optioned quite often. Awkwardly, my ex-girlfriend is the masseuse at the table. This is terribly awkward for me.
Justin, itching to 3-bet.
I don't mind itching.
Definitely itching.
Can't help himself.
Papa Smurf over there, Justin Sevilla, in the blue hoodie, is going to 3-bet super light.
What have I done wrong? What have I done to affect you
Nothing.
guys?
It's very good. I prefer it, you know. Just not next time, okay?
Okay, all right. I won't do it next time.
Real hand alert, Luke Marsh. No relation to Stan and Randy.
I'd one of each.
It's always a nice thing when you straddle and you wake up with a very real hand.
It's almost too nice.
That was fun.
The 4-bet is $2,300. $1,575 to call. I don't think Sevilla hopped in this pot with 6-5 of hearts to fold pre-flop. This will put the pot just under 5,000.
That was a good read, Jesse. You can just kind of see in his eyes that he didn't come here to fold.
799.
Needles. Look at the flop.
Not the worst flop
the
in the
flop.
world for 5-6 suited.
No, 997.
It's interesting that that girl's name is Massage.
It was her calling in life.
Marsh continues here for $1,250.
And then what did you see when
Very
you saw Jack
small
3-2?
c-bet. I think he's thinking that he's going to get the job done if Sevilla is completely empty. And if he's not empty, then he doesn't want to be putting tons of money into this pot.
I'm a good hand against 10-8.
The small bet there can often be conceived two ways.
Don't come off.
One, to get it done. Two, to keep him around.
Just showing him a bluff there. Yeah.
Another 9. Actually a great card for ace king. You can choose to take the line of having aces or kings.
And you're no longer scared that Sevilla has a 9.
Interesting to see Marsh check here.
I think he just realizes it's a spot where he's either far ahead or far behind. And you don't really want to be betting in those spots. You want to be bluff catching or folding.
So I assume once you make the call here on the turn, you're kind of committed to the river if it's a clean run out. It's 4 of diamonds. The texture of the hand never really changes from the flop.
All right.
Sevilla knows he's going to need a bet to win this.
All right.
64-25.
Do you bet queens?
I gotta say, if you're Marsh and you're in a 4-bet ace-king out of position, you can't really check call the innocuous turn and then give it away here on the river. So I kind of expect him to call.
It does always give me pause when nothing has changed on the turn in the river and your opponent decides that they want to barrel again anyway.
Wow. So Marsh does fold the best hand.
Show bluff then.
There's the show.
And almost a 20K pot is the reward for that awesome bluff.
I need to know what this masseuse is looking at.
I don't know.
Luke, was the last flop red or black?
Straddle on again.
Black. All black.
Spades.
All spades.
Yes.
Oh man, they're playing some flop prop bets as well, red or black. The people who are truly sick enough where this is not enough action for them, they also have to gamble on the flop.
He says there's nothing that Michael wouldn't actually attach a gaming spin on.
So Michael Zhang just calls with the queens. Luke Marsh now makes it 450 with 2 10s.
Oh dear.
Michael sneaks the limp 3-bet in there. Now 1,800 is the price.
It is kind of odd, in my opinion, to limp 3-bet queens. I don't hate it with hands like aces or kings, but sometimes queens you're almost turning it to a bluff. Like if Marsh wanted to put in another bet here, it would make you kind of sick, wouldn't it?
It would, for sure. King 6-5 is the board. 3,700 in the middle. Michael checks. Both players with second pair relative to the board. Sixes pair on the turn.
And I think if you're Michael, you can start getting some money in the pot here. But he does elect to check.
I've never been I'd like to.
Possibly hoping that Marsh has to bluff at it, but we see that he has some showdown value.
When I moved to Florida,
I agree, but
my
what is that masseuse looking at?
father-in-law took the Marlins, they're now the Miami Marlins, but they were called the Florida Marlins. Were an expansion team.
There's
that
the
just
call
come into
from the
existence.
queens.
I didn't go the first ever game. I went to the second ever game. And I
River.
went with 2 baseball.
Another 6.
Nuts. They loved it. And then,
Love the
I mean,
snap
obviously,
check from Zhang.
I loved it.
Marsh has been given no real reason to
And
think that his hand isn't good
miracle.
and may
The
size
Marlins
up a
were the
nice
quickest
value
team to
bet
ever
here on the
go
river,
from
but
expansion, as in not existing, a new team.
whatever
to
number he
winning the
comes
World
up
Series.
with
Won the
is
World
going to
Series
be
5
the
years
amount he
later.
loses.
Fantastic moment. Loved it.
Also, what is this girl looking at? Find yourself a girl who looks at you the way this masseuse looks into the abyss.
You had an interesting.
And Marsh
life.
does decide to value bet himself, $2,200. I don't hate it. I think that smaller pairs would obviously call, but he's just had a really rough go of it from the start.
Takes a lot of skill to play a hand like that out of position and get max value with second pair. Straddle, still on. Masseuse still staring at nothing. Or everything, depends on the way you view our existence. Timothy Chung with 2 jacks.
Raise.
300, and right behind him, Michael, 4-3 suited is going to 3-bet this to 1,000.
Rags, rags, and rags.
Quick call from Chung. King 10-7, 2 spades. Very live flush draw for the 3-better.
That's for a very small c-bet.
Keith is itching to get in this game. Look.
Quick
Wandering
call
around, look, itching to get in it.
from the 2 jacks of Chung.
Spent his horse, isn't it? His mix is still in, obviously, then, yeah?
Queen on the turn, kind of an interesting
Well,
card.
Is he out?
Where'd you
It may
go?
make a lot of the hands that Chung could be
Okay,
representing.
Mark, where? How much you get?
Nonetheless, Michael does bet 2,500. And there's a call. 86-25 in the middle to the river. Pairs the board. It is a spade.
What? Yeah, I am.
4-3 of spades. Now the best hand.
If you're Chung, you really can't beat very much by the river.
And if you're Michael and you want to bet here, what are you going to get called by? Whoa.
Nit check.
Nit check.
I feel like it's okay as long as you announce nit check.
I agree. Nit check shows 4 high.
305 for monotone. 5 for monotone, yeah. Flop. Only flop, right? Yeah. 2x. Because it's so much harder. Actually, it's not. Really. I guess it is, yeah. It's more than 2x.
Incoming 3-bet from Zach.
Don't want the bonus to only feel like 200 more.
King Jack. 950 is the 3-bet. Back over to John Duffy.
500.
3, 4, 5, all
I
clubs.
just upped the stakes just for this one as well.
Up and down straight flush draw for Duthie. Simon Zach sizing up his continuation. And we see that it is 750.
A fun fact about John Duthie that people may not know is he's actually Joey Ingram's dad.
Oh, Poppy Duthie. Black ace on the turn. The ace of spades. Fives pair on the river after going check, check. She's like, did I go to Taco Bell twice yesterday? Hero call from John Duthie. It's the right call. Not all heroes wear white t-shirts.
Sorry?
It must be a big game for him.
Well, actually, it's got a good day 1-8. 366 is a very 366.
When I put it up,
It's a good day 1-8.
2 tens for the player known as Michael.
Yeah, he'll get it.
Maybe the most feared player at this table.
Steaming.
And once again, the straddle is on, of course. 3-bet, ace tray of spades. Justin Sevilla
13, right?
getting frisky.
No, raise or, yeah, 13 in total.
This whole game has been pretty frisky so far. It's good action.
Also, it takes a lot of gusto to 3-bet Michael there, raising in that position.
Black.
9-7 deuce.
60% of that steel wheel you like to talk about.
Perfect, yeah.
Sevilla
Lovely, lovely.
has to continue here. And Michael looks like he's going to make a quick call. 42.75 in the middle. To the turn we go. 8 on the turn here. I think this is a bad card to bluff at. If your hand's capped, as I believe Sevilla is representing here, a hand like aces, you're not loving that 8. Michael now up and down with a straight draw to go along with his pocket pair. Or pockets, as no one says.
A wired pair, as also no one says.
Let's bring that back.
Sure. We start the revolution right now. Wired 10s for Michael.
And another call.
I like the just call. Michael picking up on the fact that that's not a great card for Sevilla to value bet, making it way more likely that it was a bluff. Give him a chance to bluff one more time.
And I think he knows he's going to have to. 8's pair on the river. It's going to have to be a big bet to have any shot. 43.50. Makes the call.
Ace high.
Zanged.
I actually said thought about jacks or tens, Michael. That's what I said, and I said I thought you would not call there. Hey.
This is the Dusk Till Dawn game. These are typically the guys that play over there. This game organized by a gentleman by the name of Scally. Chung 2 jacks. We'll make it 400.
Yeah.
John Duthie looks down at wired tens. Table flat. Jack in the window. That's top set immediately. Jack 9-5.
Some pretty fun backdoor draws for Duthie.
That's right. 2 ways to make a hand that would beat a set. Chung continues for 400 and Duthie calls right behind. Another diamond on the turn.
And breathes a little bit of life into Duthie's hand. May also slow down the action for Chung. But I'm incorrect. He bets 1K, which I don't think will be enough to get Duthie to fold.
And there's the call. 4 of clubs on the river.
Oh, dearie, dearie, baby.
Duthie checks his tens again over to the set of jacks.
2,700.
2,700.
And Duthie has one of the worst hands right now if he's trying to pick off a bluff. He has the 10 of diamonds. That's blocking a ton of the queen 10 type combos that would make sense.
But he doesn't seem fazed by it. He takes a sip of his tea and makes the call.
Nice hand.
Well, $9,000 going the way of Timothy Chung. I think John Duthie can afford it, though. So straddle on here, once again.
I went 17 hours in the 1K.
With this much
practically no
TV
hands.
time, I hope we've gotten a release signed by this girl.
I don't think these masseuses do
8 hours
releases.
day 1, 8 hours day 2, and 1 hour of day 3.
So
And I
Chung
picked up
here, Queen 4
Maybe 2 premium, maybe 3 premium.
in the straddle will defend the King 9 open. Jack 10 Jack. Good shot for Duthie. That's about it. Goes check, check, 4 on the turn, pairs Chung. It leads, which is a little interesting. Duthie has kind of gone from being like not that interested in this hand to now suddenly interested. You can see the wheels turning there.
Right, like you put it there. I've had some nice playable hands.
I haven't had any. That's a bluff.
Every
With that
time
ace-
I've
with that
played
ace high, it's a
Jack
bluff,
nine,
I think.
Call
I've got
3 on the
overs
river.
against small pairs and ace king ace 10.
I think if you're Chung, you're thinking you can probably get paid off by ace high type hands.
Going even a little bit harder on like the shoulder.
Also serves as a blocker.
A little bit of wax, then. Why not? A little bit. I mean,
It's a bet that really can't be raised without
yeah.
a made big nutted
So
hand.
where's the turbo? Is that here? Then?
Duthie going through his
I think that's the
options.
turbo
Is king
in front
high
of
good?
These
35. 3,500.
Sure.
Decides to come in for the raise, 3,500.
So Duthie sizes up Chung correctly that he's not too strong and makes a pretty spicy river raise.
Full house. Oh no, hold on. No, I've got 9 king.
And John Duthie bluffs
Nice
his
hand.
showdown. And here's a sandwich.
What's going on the stream there?
If John Duthie had done the eat the sandwich and then 3-bet, that's way stronger. I think it would have gotten through.
I agree. Looks like we've got a couple straddles going on here. Oh,
Hey Tim, do you talk call
So we have our original straddle along with a $200, $400, and $800 restraddle.
How much more is it? I'm trying to think. 1, 2.
If we came to, if one of us is going to get on
actually,
his
it
hands,
is
I really could have.
first on Simon Zach, who folds
Definitely
king
thinking
8.
a lot longer, but I don't know about the outcome. I'll be thinking a lot longer.
Simon and down.
There's 1,500 out there. Michael,
His Royal Highness King Michael is in the pot.
he's 9-10 suited. Totally playable, totally raisable.
John has a decision now because Clearly, when there's multiple straddles, there's a lot of dead money in the pot, and even having a blocker can be a powerful enough hand to try to steal the blinds.
Hi, Michael.
Hello.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm okay.
I haven't looked yet.
I've looked.
All in.
Sake, how much is it?
He goes shrug, all in.
Now he's just praying that Michael actually has a real hand. Is he getting the right price with 9-10 suited?
Clearly, he's not getting the
guys don't
right
wanna bet
price
100
if he
then
sees his
vote it
opponent
up.
has aces, but Sevilla's kind of
get a good
crazy.
price,
He's been
like-
really stabby at a bunch of
bet
pots.
you're not getting
And, you know, maybe he doesn't have a great hand. Maybe he's got pocket
you're
eights.
not.
Maybe he just has, like,
Yeah.
ace-5 suited or something like that. And that's what he's trying to think right now. Is it worth it to put the call in?
As it stands, he's got 19% equity, so he would need at least 4-1 on a call, and he doesn't even have 2-1.
Yeah. But you could just see it in his eyes. He wants to gamble. This game is so good.
No,
And he likes money just a little too much.
it's a shame.
Give me all that free money.
It was a good time to put the 800 on.
It was, wasn't it?
So after night one, let's take a look at everyone's chip stacks. Simon Zach, thus far, our big loser, down over 10,000, as well as Vish Maney, Justin Sevilla, John Duthie, and Luke Marsh in the hole.
And we have Timothy Chung off to a great start. He's in the black 4,600. And Michael Chi Zhang, who is just cleaning up the table with over 25K in profit so far.
Tune in next time because there is nothing more fun than watching players stuck money chase their losses. And also, Sean Deeb joins the game. We love that idiot here at Poker Night. For everyone here at Poker Night, I'm Jesse Abramowitz.
And I'm Jamie Kerstetter. Bye!
And also, Sean Deeb joins the game, and we love that stupid idiot here at Poker Night.
That's great.
From Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic, this is Poker Night. Hello and welcome to Poker Night in America presents the Party Poker Caribbean Poker Party. I'm Jesse Abramowitz, no relation to Ryan Gosling, alongside Jamie Kerstetter.
Tonight we continue to play 2550 with an optional straddle, which will definitely be optional. And check out these stats. Michael Zhang and Timothy Chung up 5 figures. And look who's joined the action. The pride of upstate New York, Sean Deeb.
Use the last name, Sean Deeb. It matters.
Mr. D.
Rank the Deebs between Freddie, Janine, and Sean.
Danielle Deeb, she's my number one.
Okay, so Sean's probably like around 4th.
I actually love Sean Deeb. He's a really sweet man, despite a lot of his table antics. Truer words have never been said.
That was very funny. Jessica's doing a very good job.
I was in the tournament going through bullets.
She's doing good.
John Duthie, one of the top dogs at Party Poker, and one of the most active guys here at the Party Poker Punta Cana Poker Party.
Cool. Just,
Here we go
I
again.
want to see a flop. See a flop.
Probably gonna win just the way you want to
Like
lose.
maybe. I don't know. It depends. What's my range?
Wider than mine.
Queen 6-4. Pair of fours for Duthie. Nothing but the betting lead for Deeb.
Yeah, you've got quite. I'll call one.
Duthie says he'll call one. Kind of think he's telling the truth.
Yep. It's pretty rare that someone's actually telling the truth when they're saying, I'm just going to call one bet and then you could have the pot.
No, I meant I actually believed him.
Yeah.
$14.
We know Duthie can't really continue because he's going to have to face another bet on the river. Sean doesn't really give up too often. Oh, well, you know what? He's got a trick up his Hanes undershirt sleeve.
And he was telling the truth. He was only going to call once.
Like before the Hard Rock, when it was just the Seminoles there, just like a little, small little pissant little.
The first place I ever
bingo
played
hall.
was the Isle, my 18th birthday.
Oh, okay.
But when it was just a harness trap.
Okay, yeah,
They
yeah.
had the $2 max
Yeah,
limit.
yeah, yeah. The most genius move I ever saw that the Seminole Indians did was
Michael's popped it up with ace-5 suited, 700. And Sean Deeb with a 3-bet with ace-king to 2200.
Menu?
How much you start with?
Menu.
20.
Food?
How much you start with? 15?
I'll start with 20. I only
Food.
have 14.5.
14.
No food?
Or 14.7.
Should I get another glass of red wine, please?
2200. Looking good, John.
That's not good news. Twice?
Sure. Playing this like a tournament. Lose every hand post
And
flop? Yeah.
it's a 4-bet and a snap call. They're going to run it twice. Ace-king versus ace-5. Uh-oh.
And he needed to see one.
Internet, you know, live poker's rigged.
Nice reroll on me. That's great.
When that kind of
So
even better
dirty.
king has come out as well.
All of the dirty nut flush
Okay.
for Michael. He wins the
Zang.
first half of the pot.
Who might I have credit from? That was this one.
Oh, no.
I've got the deuce as
Any
well.
credit from anyone?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Okay, have you got money on you? Yeah, I should I can get from the cage if you need it. So.
No
It
trouble.
looks like I'm losing this one. It's just gonna be the 5 too.
No, I gotta go
It's the deuce.
Oh my god, he gets a straight flush.
Steel wheel.
How good, you know how
Nuts and nuts.
how good does this guy run? How good do you run?
That is
Seriously.
not. Are you kidding?
How good do you run?
He's tweeting from his mean Sean Deeb account right now.
What time does it finish?
With the chat is midnight.
What?
What's happening with the chat?
The chat? No, I'm not watching. I'm on WhatsApp. Skype. Right.
2 9s here for
Sorry,
Deeb.
work.
Following the straddle will make it 300.
WhatsApp, Skype, work.
It's an ugly word, isn't it? These days, work.
Work? What's that?
Justin Sevilla, fresh off his massage. He's going to call with 8-9. It's a bit loose there. But after all, he's feeling good, feeling loose. And that's the nuts.
Sean thinks he's hit a good flop with his overpair and gut shot. This has just been max pain for Sean from the moment he sat down.
I do like that Sevilla is raising here. Deeb could be still a bit tilty from losing 16.5 grand or so on that last massive all-in. 10 of diamonds on the turn. The nuts remain the nuts for Justin Sevilla. 3K is the turn bet, nearly pot. How many pots did you bet? And the nuts continue to be the nuts. It's rare that you see the flop nuts remain the same on the river. And it's just unfortunate that he ran into the nuts, and he knows it. But he's a good sport. That's Sean Deeb. He's a good guy.
Sean has to be a good sport for all of the horrible things he does to his opponents. You can't be someone who slow rolls everyone and then not be able to take a beat here and there.
And for that, we love him.
Changing the bullets for your gun. Your bullets have run out of.
Straddle on from Sean Deeb. Duffy's going to raise up ace deuce to 300. Don't like it. Michael calls behind with ace 5, and Deeb calls with king 8 suited from his straddle. King 10 tray, 2 hearts.
Duffy bets out too small. There's just so many different hands that can continue on this board when you're taking it multi-way. And it's just not going to get through enough if he is just bluffing, which he is.
And the ace on the
Just
river
in
gets
time for
John
that.
there. I would hope he would bet now that he's actually got something.
He makes a teeny bet on the river, targeting exactly the type of hand that Deeb has.
And what's funny here is that if Duffy thought that Deeb had nothing and he was banking on him folding, now he's hoping that he does have something. And it's always hilarious to watch someone change their read mid-hand. Sean does make the call. Kind of shrugs like, well done. Really deserved that one.
The only thing that Duffy did wrong in this hand is turning over his cards too quickly.
Sean is peeved.
Sean peeved?
Sean peeved.
Yeah, no, 0.
One of the great things about Vegas bookmakers is people will take a risk. They'll give you a chance. Not that I bet that one. The other one was Kelly Clark. The time it took Kelly Clarkson to sing.
Oh, the national anthem.
Yeah, exactly. That was Neil Channing. Neil went. You know Neil Channing. You probably.
Me and him got into it the first time we met, and we became very much more peaceful the second time around.
So Michael, 2 kings here will make it 300. Duffy calls behind with ace-10, and Sevilla with 6s, and Simon Zach defending the straddle with jack-9.
Time the lens set, and he got the line.
Of the national anthem,
could
like
really
you can bet on
We
how long
actually
it
got
takes
it.
the singer of
We
the national
actually
anthem, the
got
Super
it.
Bowl, to sing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's like over and unders on the time.
Well, she's a professional performer, so yeah.
Absolutely, within a second. It was ridiculous. Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Action flop,
Check.
10 high, top for Duffy with that ace of spades in his hand as well. Michael Chi Zhang with the overpair to the board. Wise fold from Simon Zach, who was up and down, but no spade.
I'm getting a massage.
He's getting a massage, he says.
There'll be a seat soon if you want to play.
Three's pair on the turn.
Great card for Michael to be able to get some more money in this pot.
Did you make day 4? Teeth.
1,700 is the turn bet.
Cool.
This is a big river card.
Both players improved to a full house, technically speaking. I'd like to imagine you can get almost a pot bet out of Duffy at this point. 64, over pot.
Duffy seems to be a sticky character, and he doesn't like to fold, so I do like sizing the bet up here.
And it's just a spot where Duffy's just gonna have to shrug and put it in and just say, oh well.
I'm all in.
Whoa.
You got no reason to bluff or flush.
I think that Michael's having a tough time figuring it out. I don't think he's ever folding, but he's just like, what are you doing, bruh?
Auto ace is good.
Duffy could have just paid 6,400, but he insisted on lighting the rest on fire.
Nice hand.
Well, can't hate him for trying. It was a very optimistic play.
Nearly.
And he's giving back to the party poker community that he cares so much about.
Yeah. I think we've got to vote one person off first.
My seat's for sale.
I'd also like to welcome the new masseuse, Malibu Stacy, to the table. Zhang,
You have the king of spades.
2 deuces,
Yeah.
raises to 300.
1100.
Duffy, getting cutesy now. 5-3 of spades, 3 betting, possibly the most dangerous player at the table. $600 is the continuation from John Duffy. Probably trying to chase back some of that 20 grand. You just pumped it across the table. There's the raise.
I've got to call you.
And now Duffy says, I've made a huge mistake, but what am I gonna do?
I need more money. Ace 4.
Oh.
6.
Wow.
Are you running good or what?
Loading the running good. How good is that? Ace 4. How many hands can you have? It's crazy. You're so lucky.
This is what we call wine and win. You gotta complain to the dealer, and then they give you a ridiculous run out and you get your money back.
Ridiculous.
Duffy lamenting the luck of his opponent to almost win the hand. Welcome back to Poker Paradise in Punta Gordo at the Poker Party Participatory Partnership.
Jamie, careful. You're gonna hurt yourself. It's Welcome Back to Poker Night in America presents the Party Poker Caribbean Poker Party Cash Game Special.
50 big.
That's day two.
That's day two.
That one is BB plus 60k.
He'll
BB 4k.
put- Is that it?
So it's just started.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Oh no, it does. There's a satellite.
Maybe it's not turbo's not on there.
Was it 26?
Maybe they made enough people.
Well, Deeb chasing some losses here. He's going to come in after the straddle, raise it up to 300 with 8-6.
That's my brother. The internet trolls.
Yeah.
They don't trust anything they say.
Yeah, I know. And she's like, so I said, well, I remember my sister, like, she's a player. She plays a lot. So she's like, oh my God, you know, like, and that's my brother, and get that ball guy off. He's played too tight. I said, played too tight. I've just lost
Simon
off.
Zach looks down at 2-3s. He will call from the small blind.
So it makes my call not as bad then.
And so will Vishmani, who apparently is a player at this table.
Don't you call me at 3 o'clock and tell me that. I'm defending
6-5, deuce. Everyone's got a piece.
Never both lovely together. It's not possible, is it?
Yeah. It's not.
$1,600 is the re-raise.
I like the raise here, trying to thin the field. If he gets heads up, he has a much better chance of winning this pot. There are a ton of turn cards that'll be bad for him. They'll have to worry about if he peels it 3 ways.
So 4,500 in the middle here, and the turn produces the 7 of hearts.
Oh, no. Yeah, I can't tell you. But when you get back.
Deeb now up and down.
That's the good call. I think what you have to do to win the big
Yeah.
one.
Both of them have to lose a pot.
That's like 1 in 30, right?
Yeah.
1 in 30. And then 1 in 30 times. What's 5 in a row? So it's like.
Well, let's not even try.
Deeb goes all in for 3,600, and that'll do it.
Yeah, 8-4 of hearts.
Wish I had either one of those cards.
No, it just looks like a nice sort of hand.
Yeah, if he wants to angle and play this bad, it's okay.
Nobody does that.
His sister's gonna be real mad. I said that too.
Yeah, you're right. She's gonna be like.
She's gonna sit across me in some World Series event, like, you fucking called out my brother.
And she will do. Trust me. Plays a few events then, so yeah.
Sean Deeb, 2 kings. Heyo. Sevilla gets in there with the Jack-10. Zach with Ace-4 has snuck in a 3-bet to 1250. Deeb just clicks it back to 3K.
That's cool.
No, it's fine. Why did I think you had a fucking...
This is Sean Deeb in his element.
Will you be mad if I suck out on you? You look like a nice guy. You'll still call me, right?
I've been call you. No,
But I mean, when you come to New York.
Oh yeah.
It means in New York, you don't say New York.
Yeah, of course I will.
You're still right.
Pursuit of king.
Yeah, you're in good shape.
Good shape. You're ahead.
Well, do you know what I mean? I'm not as strong.
Excuse me.
There's the one slow roll. He got it. He got it.
Come on, yeah.
You seem like a nice guy.
Yeah,
3 for justice.
Justice 3.
I would have called it one card. I was
3.
like,
No matter where we are in the world, you can count on a Sean Deeb slow roll.
Thank you.
No 3, no ace.
No justice.
Oh, John.
Sure, indeed.
Send the thing in it. I'm not.
Sure.
Couldn't be at the table without getting one solo.
Zhang, king 8. We'll raise to 300. And Zach just calls with 2 aces.
Oh,
All
500.
spades, king
Feeling
10
lucky.
deuce.
Feeling lucky.
Simon Zach, hammerlock on this thing. He's got the spade as well.
Hey, you know, it's gonna be red.
Zhang just bets 200.
No, you might get
keeping the
stacked with
betting lead and dictating the price, which now is going to go up. $700. The offsuit 8 on the turn. Zhang now ahead with kings and 8s. He's running pretty hot and playing pretty well, which is a deadly combination. After putting in the check raise, Simon Zach checks the turn. It's an odd line. Queen of clubs on the river, so aces have been officially cracked. Now here's the river shove. Again, not an easy decision. It's a... Well, apparently it is if you're Michael Zhang. Turns over the winner, and another nearly 20K pot is pushed his way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Zhang has ice in his veins and runs super hot.
Hot ice. Let's count some stacks. Actually, let's just make a generalized statement. Mostly everyone got person handled by one player.
Our big winner for today is Michael Chi Zhang. And our big losers of the day are Simon Zach, Sean Deeb, and John Duthie.
For everyone here at Poker Night in America, I'm Jesse Abramowitz.
I'm Jamie Kerstetter, and thanks everyone for tuning in.
So, what I was going to say, Johnny, before even that $2 thing that you... There used to be a max cap on a pot of $10. $10, so there was 25-cent poker, and once the pot reached $10, that was it, done.
Pot.
The pot was $10.
Wow, you are older than you look.
Did those sandwiches ever come?
Is it?
I haven't had it yet.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
I've still been waiting. I
Did
thought they
somebody
took
eat yours then?
I don't know. I don't have one. I've been
You
waiting
had-
for
Michael,
You had
Michael,
sandwich, didn't
you have way too much money, so just
Are there any, there's not one over...
eat the foul stench of money. You don't need food, Michael. Food is for the weak.
We'll